sunshine, but we keep it chilly in the mid-40s on Thursday. That's WLKY forecast. I'm Pat Lewis today. 44 degrees right now in News Radio 840 WHAS. This report is sponsored by BrightSphere.com.
Good morning and welcome back. So, I have just been sitting here this morning, finally getting the medium wave antenna coupled to this radio and dialing through the AM band, which I have not done in some time. So it's good, and I think if you've been watching the last couple of videos, I've been at various times lamenting the number of shortwave stations, meaning very few, and the immediate antidote to that is AM DXing, because if you've got a good setup, AM, medium wave can be tricky. I think it's fair to say it's a tricky band to have the right kind of antenna set up. It's so susceptible to noise, household noise, stuff like that. But if you get it set up right, there's something almost on every channel. I was listening to Louisville there for a second.
Last week, the company is trying to get more of their workers back at their office. Castle Systems says the share of workers in the office was only 38% of pre-pandemic levels. And IKEA planning to cut prices on some of its do-it-yourself furniture, telling Reuters it can lower prices thanks to lower costs for raw materials.
Front that garage door goes down, no porch pirates.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that Classic today. It's 773 Classic. And if you're looking to purchase new drapes and blinds for your home, but you don't know who to call, well, now you can call Classic Drapers.
So I don't know what these stations, some of these stations are. That one is really close to WABC in New York, so it's curious. I wonder what that is. 780. I'm sure my sheet would tell me if I could remember where my sheet is.
Like a latch-a-load
I'm just going to wait around for a station ID. So that's the kind of thing you do on AM. I think one of the things that has soured me a little bit on AM medium wave listening is just the level of discourse, I guess. I used to be a pretty big talk radio fan. I just found it interesting to listen, and anymore I find it a little not so enjoyable. For reasons that I'm not going to get into on this show. It's just not that kind of show. But yeah, so there's a lot of that, obviously, on medium wave. But some interesting kind of ethnic channels, especially here in the city, at 45 miles from New York City. So pretty much all the big, well, not even the big one. The big ones obviously come booming in, but a lot of those transmitters, by the way, are in New Jersey. But there's lots of sports radio, there's lots of ethnic stations, there's all kinds of really low power 1,000-watt kind of deals, but you get to pick them up here, which is kind of cool. So there's an awful lot to listen to. I'm going to see if I can find some music or something. Used to be so scared. It's not coming in so great. I used to be so scared of playing music on my videos. Anymore, I don't really care that much. It's actually pretty quiet. I've got the gain turned down a little bit, so I can crank that up a bit.
Paul is answering here one of the questions that would naturally come up. What we've been saying about the redemption.
Oh, there we go. That was an antenna issue.
Spending time with that. And that redemption had been purchased by that tremendous price bought us upon the cross. And it delivers us from the guilt of sin.
So there you go.
So that the sin question.
Some of those preachers are really good. I've been using, or I am using, this loop antenna, which, as you are aware of previous videos, kind of always beating the drum about this, but I use it kind of backwards. I plug the end of my long wire into the input on the antenna, and then it couples it to the radio. So it's kind of, well, it's just using its coil inductance capability to get the signal to my radio.
The here and
So there's
now.
no wires,
Well,
but
what about the here and now? I know that
for an example, if I took it away, let's see what happens. So you get and that's basically what I would get in my basement on AM. So that's why I'm talking about AM is tricky, because if you just get your old AM radio out and you sit in your house, it's likely you're going to hear that. So you got to have some sort of setup outside. You just gotta, and that opens up the, like I've said before, a good antenna system just opens up the band to you. Okay, here we got a little find. In Mediumwave DXing, they can be nice little jewels that you find. So this is Ottawa on 580. Now that's not huge, but I've never heard it before, and I'm going to listen for a little bit. It's iHeartRadio something, so it's syndicated. So there's nothing terribly unique about the programming, but it is cool that you got it. So you just don't have to go very far to find something of interest. There's lots out there.
And that's right, it was a crossroads game. It really showed just how much better the Devils are right now.
It's pivot time.
Yeah, it is pivot time, that's right. It's time to pivot.
Game for World Cup, United States facing Iran. At 1 o'clock, it is a win or come back home for the United States. They want to advance to the knockout stage. Jose Abreu has the signed with the Astros. The deal expected to be a 3 year.
Okay, so here's a nice one. I got two pretty decent signals right on top of each other.
Season in Houston, Abreu the Astros come back to 35th and Shields from this.
So you can hear the sports radio on top pretty clear. But then you train yourself to listen to the stuff in the background.
Talking at Hallis Hall yesterday ahead of the Packers week, and right now the Packers are total in this one. 42.5 per Bears. Week 12.
It's a Spanish station, so again, nothing remarkable or unusual, but it is a further challenge to identify those two stations, which I'm not going to do at the moment.
Fresh fish and seafood and an award-winning wine selection. Reserve at 514-735-1601 or visit
So I'll have to come back later and find some interesting music or something. So I thought I would just check in with you on a early morning again here. It's about, 6 o'clock maybe on the East Coast, USA. And we've got the Panasonic 3100 back on the desk and doing pretty well. It was it's got some sort of something going on with it, so it's getting a little finicky, but I'm still getting some use out of it. And I think that's about all for now. So thanks so much for spending a little time with me this morning as we just kind of do a little cruising on AM, and hopefully we'll be doing some more.